All right, everybody, good morning. I hope you are doing well. This is Christian Fioravanti, and I am super excited to have you all on today. It is a fantastic day. We've got a few great guests here. We got Joel Erway, our host, and Ryan McGill out of Australia, who got up at 4 a.m. his time, I believe. I think it's 4 a.m. out there, Ryan, isn't it? 4
That is
a.m.?
correct.
Yeah, crazy early. So he got up at 4 a.m. just to be here and go through his presentation. So Joel's going to go down, break down his presentation, break down all of the good things, the bad things, and help Ryan turn this into a winner. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and give Ryan the controls here so we can dive right in. All right, Joel, it's all yours.
Hey Ryan, how's it going, man?
Going very well, Joel. Very well.
Cool, cool. So I want to give everybody just an idea of how we're going to run this webinar breakdown call. So what I'm going to have you do, Ryan, is give us a brief introduction for the product that you're putting together, and the type of webinar that you're trying to put on, and what your overall goals are. And then what we're going to do is you're actually going to give me your presentation. I'm going to stop you at the end of the introduction. I'm going to stop you at the end of the content, and then I'll stop you at the end of the close as well. So I'll give you critiques on your entire webinar. Sound good?
Oh, okay. I'm actually doing the webinar bit. Right. Right. Okay. Cool. We can do that. Let me get myself sorted. Hang on a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I thought we were critiquing the landing pages and stuff. It's been a while since I've actually done the webinar. Alrighty. You looking at my screen at the moment?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yep. Okay, so it's coming across. Alright, cool. So, pretty much, I'm setting up a funnel at the moment for a MLM business, for Isogenics it's called. So the aim is obviously to try and build up enough trust and get people to enroll in what's called a President's Pack here in Australia, or a President's Pack Plus over in the US. So it's pretty much a $600 product, gets delivered to your door, and then there's a monthly auto ship side of things. So that's the whole aim of the webinar.
Okay.
And obviously I've set up a landing page to do just that. So do you want to run through?
How long have you been running this webinar, Ryan?
I've only actually done it once so far.
Okay. What were your conversions? Okay.
So what kind of happened was, like, in Australia especially, it's difficult to find traffic in small doses to test. So eventually went tried to target the US market. Got about 1,000 clicks through a mob called Traffic for Me. Of that, I think 9% of people opted in.
Okay.
Unfortunately though, of the, I guess 30 happened an hour before the actual webinar. 40 happened, a week before, so they managed to get the follow-up series kind of thing. And the rest of it all seemed to happen afterwards. So the traffic didn't quite come as fast as I was hoping.
Okay.
So that landing page got about a 9% conversion, which is this one here.
Okay. Now, how many people showed up?
Ended up only having two.
Two showed up?
Two people showed up, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, Renee and I pretty much teamed up to have a sort of male-female two-voice entry, two people on it, and followed the perfect webinar script as per Russell's breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only actually done it once and practiced once, and because of the such poor conversions, I opted to sort of get people on board through a free plus shipping, and then move them into this webinar, which is the current plan of attack.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense. So why don't you go ahead and let's go through your webinar, and I'll give you your critiques.
All right. Do you want me to redo it, or just want to quickly watch the video?
Do you have a recording?
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah. If if that works better for you, we can do that.
Yeah, well, so I sort of practiced it about 10 times and then did it. It's incredible how nerve-wracking the first couple of them can be.
Yeah.
Download video. It's a slow hotel internet here, so bear with us.
Is there any volume? I can't hear anything.
Yeah, same here.
Can't hear anything? Um, why would that not be playing through there? Let me try this. Can you guys speak for a second?
I'm sorry?
Are you guys still there?
Yes.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yes? Radio. I had my headphones in, so it may have been that. I'm not hearing that either now. Sorry about this. Welcome. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us on
Got it. There we go.
You hearing that time?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. All right. Good old technology, hey?
That's right.
Just waiting for some more people to come right on in. I'll introduce myself a bit shortly, but my name is Ryan and Renee is sitting right next to me. Hi! We're going to get started very soon. Give us a few more minutes. Pretty funny, we put a sign up on the front door to tell people not to knock.
Ryan, can you turn it up a little bit more?
Not too much longer. It's about as loud as it goes, I think. And I think I've got my speed on, so it's playing a lot faster than it should. Down the bottom right hand corner of your control panel, you should send through some questions. If you could just whack some comments down there, that'd be good to see. Hearing something awesome. Hearing it all right?
Still hard to hear. I can't really understand it.
Do you want to play it on yours, from your end?
Yeah, let's try that. You can actually, let's try one more thing, Ryan. On your audio control panel in GoToWebinar, there's a little microphone where you can change your input.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see it?
I can see the microphone to mute.
Click that audio tab up there.
Yeah. Microphone, speakers. Change this to this.
Hopefully you guys can hear us. We're in.
Alrighty, so we'll wait a little bit longer to get those people that are still eating their dinner or having their How's that sound?
It's a little better. So, look, why don't you go ahead and let's go ahead and play it, and let's see if we can make our way through it.
Actually, probably noticed that we have Australian accents.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Why don't you go ahead and send me the link in GoToWebinar chat.
In the chat?
Yep.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us on the Ultimate Health webinar. We'll start very soon. We're off and on in. I'll introduce myself a bit shortly, but my name is Ryan and Renee is Erway. Hi. We're going to get started very soon. In a few more minutes. Anyway, we're sign up on the front door to tell people not to knock. We had a couple of people knocking on the door a few minutes ago. Dogs barking, all sorts of stuff. It really interrupted things. Not too much longer. I want to make sure that everyone also can hear us okay and yeah, send a message down the bottom right hand corner of your control panel. You can send through some questions. If you could just whack some comments down there, that'd be good to say you can hear us. Awesome. Yeah, cool. Thanks, David. Thanks, Susan. Legend.
Cool. So you guys can hear us. We're in.
Alrighty, so we'll wait a little bit longer just to get those people that are still eating their dinner or having their exit to bed potentially, yeah. You probably noticed that we have Australian accents, so it's very, very nice coming into summer down here at the moment. 10 a.m. in the morning, yeah, it's really different. Most of you guys over in the US, a few Australians on board as well, which is pretty cool. But not too much longer. Which we'll get underway. Alrighty. Alright, let's just roll with it. Okay, so obviously this webinar, pretty much we're going to reveal a really, really cool secret to you. And also just run through the three simple steps pretty much to start smashing down your weight loss goals. But not just weight loss, also just feeling absolutely amazing, getting a shitload more energy. And it's all something that we've sort of discovered over time, pretty much a master formulator that we've been introduced to. It's come up with this incredible system, which just promotes it dramatically.
Life-changing system.
Yeah, life-changing, that's for sure.
Life-changing is an understatement.
And the amazing thing is it's all without any exercise or calorie counting. It's absolutely incredible how well this system works, so we're straight into it. So our goal of the webinar is pretty much to educate you. The best possible. We want you to walk away with something meaty you can actually implement straight away and start seeing results.
Most people who follow the system get incredible results. There's over 500,000 people in the world that are using it and loving it. And after 13 years of this system being around, it's still getting amazing results today.
We're pretty keen to share it, so we're going to do exactly that. So if you stay to the end, pretty much we're going to reveal a very, very cool secret. We'll also give away a 100-page ebook full of lots of recipes, simple systems, pretty much a guide that will change your life. So wait till the very, very end and we'll give you the link to that bad boy.
Got to stay to the end for that one. All right, so first up, thank you so much for giving up your time this morning or tonight to listen to this webinar. And good on you, you decided to make that change. So, rules. Always got to be some rules in life. Make sure that your phones are turned off. You want to be 100% focused on what we're about to tell you because it is life-changing stuff. If you've been struggling with weight or you've got a big goal coming up, you're not going to want to miss a single thing by being distracted. So, no noise, phones off.
So what makes this training different? I mean, there's a lot of programs out there on weight loss. There's so many different avenues you can go down. With PTs, gyms, health coaches, boot camps, Weight Watchers. Just so much stuff available out there. And, I mean, a lot of them work, but what we've found over time is that the majority of them really do focus a lot on the exercise aspect of things. And Renee will go into a bit of detail because she was running boot camps for a while back there. And she found that the boot camps work wonders, but the whole 80-20 rule applies with weight loss especially, where 20% of the weight loss comes from and the extra amount actually put into your bodies. And then, you know, when it comes to exercise, it's so difficult because it takes time. Like Renee's clients, they were getting up at 5 a.m.
Yep.
in the morning. Typical on winter days.
Oh, yes. And, yeah, what I found was the biggest thing was I was telling people what to eat, how to exercise, and it all takes so much time. These busy mums, juggling kids, juggling their schedules, trying to get everyone ready for school in the morning. They've got to take that time out to get their exercise in, make breakfast for everyone, and they're usually the last ones to get their nutrition on track because they're so busy focusing on everyone else. And another thing that I noticed with boot camps is that everyone starts with the most amazing intentions. I would do 6 or 12-week challenges, and at first the energy would be high, everyone would be pumped, and as it starts getting colder or excuses creep in, all the best intentions just started falling apart, especially in winter. That's the hardest time. Like people just said, I can't get out of bed. They just stopped with the excuses and just went straight to the point, which is never fun. But
what we're going to show you here is pretty much it eliminates that time constraint altogether. So this is just stuff you can fit into your lifestyle, so that you don't have to worry about an hour and a half training every morning or trying to put the kids into the creche and the gym kind of thing, which is really, really cool, isn't it? And the weight loss results from no exercise have been absolutely incredible. So a sneak peek of some of those results. I thought we'd share some at the beginning here. I mean, these are actually.
Can you believe that's 30 days?
I've forgotten a lot of these people's names because they chop their heads off, and there's so many of them we see through. And most of them are either 30, 60, or 90-day results. So I say, yeah, a bit of exercise. If some of these people, what generally happens is the first 30 days they get incredible results, then they move over into the exercise stage just because that motivation's there. That awesome couple there.
That's a year apart.
A year apart, those two
The
pictures.
yearly holiday.
And Angela, she started this program simply to fit into a wedding dress, and looked absolutely stunning on the day. And there's another one. So very, very popular with brides to be. You can see with that one there, Jackie there.
That is 30 days.
30 days. So my name's Ryan McGill. I'm obviously the one on the left.
Hope so. I'm Renee Rosenbrock. Yeah, my background, as we said before, is personal trainer and nutrition coach. And Ryan and I have pretty much done every single thing from getting our body fat down to 9%, or mine was about 4 there, to, I used to actually struggle with my weight a lot when I was in my early 20s. So things changed a lot.
Yeah, we've entered several fitness model competitions. This picture here is actually the day of a competition. I believe it or not had 2 or 3 coats of fake tan on, and yeah, so I'm obviously very white without fake tan. And I was even with those spray tans, I was the whitest guy up on stage. It was pretty funny, especially when they put those super bright lights under you. So initially, we wrote a weight loss program called the Fat Belly Challenge, which worked wonders, but once again, it did absorb a lot of time and effort, which I'll explain shortly. And they're coached lots of people.
Thousands of people.
So many people ask us how kind of thing. We sit down and do it. Hence the sort of webinar has progressed into a webinar. And yeah, long-term industry. I first stepped into a gym 17 or 18 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I've got to work that out. How old am I now? I was, 42 when it's 18.
14, I believe.
14 years for me, and then studied personal training 4 years after that. So yeah, I've been in the industry for a while now, loving it.
And done a lot of things right, discovered a lot of things, read a lot of material, done lots of trial and error, but at the same time done a lot of things wrong.
Oh yeah. The best way to learn is from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
We can be those other people.
I guess some of the real depletion diets, really dropping back on calories, crazy juice diets. Renee went down their fat burner tablets and.
Do you remember that time I put you on an 8-day juice cleanse?
Oh.
And I nearly killed you. Nearly ate your arm.
Lovely. So pretty much our goal of the webinar is just to save you all the time, hassle, trial and error, and just get you fast results. That's really what it's all about. And we used to really, really preach the hard method. You going to get the cheap, super easy way today.
Yeah.
That was pretty much counting calories, eating 6 times a day,
That was my daily meal.
preparing meals, and yeah, cheating once a week.
Oh, Baskin and Robbins once a week. Tuesday night, it was like our binge night. But the rest of the time was literally I was doing a cook-up twice or 3 times a week, making sure that we had vegetables, chicken, rice, sweet potato, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, and
Life was pretty boring.
It definitely works, but the time frame in cooking and eating 6 meals a day, and preparing it all to absorb, every Sunday was spent doing that. So it's just not manageable. Like when your bodybuilders and your fitness models, yeah, they sort of do it. A lot of them are now swaying onto this new system we're going to show you. It's so much easier, it's so convenient. It definitely works, but yeah, it is the hard way.
The only thing about the system as well is that it takes time. Like I would eat nothing but chicken and broccoli for 16 weeks straight. And it was only in the last 3 weeks that my body would actually do much changing. The rest of the time I'd get leaner, but it wasn't instant. It was really, really slow and painful. And I was constantly second guessing, is this working? Should I quit? Am I doing the right thing? So it's really, really easy to give up when you don't see results early on.
So the question is, do you want an easier way? Do you want to get those results just simply just fit into your lifestyle and get the results straight away? Because that's what we're going to show you. And in the last 12 months, actually about 17 months now, we've helped about 2,000 people with incredible amounts on the system. And like I said, most of them did zero exercise, especially in the first 30 days. I think a lot of people lose sort of 20 pounds in the first 30 days. They're suddenly inspired to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because the bulk of the weight is once they're feeling amazing and good way to sort of feel energized, already dropped 20 pounds, then rock up to the gym. A lot more motivated if you don't.
And energized. Oh my gosh, energized.
And the results not typical, but a bit of a disclaimer, like in the study that went through, pretty much in the first 9 days, the average is 7 pounds, the first 9 days, 3.2 kilos for us Aussies. And yeah, it's always important to consult your physician before making any dietary changes and starting a nutritional weight loss exercise program. So just got to cover our butts, hope you don't mind. So the 3 secrets that we're going to share. First one pretty much is why so many people yo-yo diet. And I'm going to have a suggest a few people on this webinar tonight that have yo-yo. Renee.
Oh, that used to be me, man. I have so many before and before and before photos on my phone of different challenges that I've done. It's constant rebound. I'll get really good, get really disciplined, and then rebound. And I'm a personal trainer working out 6 days a week. So I can only imagine how hard it would be for everyone else.
We're going to show you why that happens, exactly what to do. Pretty much discover what today's food lacks. Why is so many people hit that 3 o'clock wall, just fall asleep, got no energy, and how you can change that, lose weight, and still keep that energy levels high, where a no-carb or low-carb diet really does make the whole challenge of getting out of bed in the morning a challenge, a struggle.
I remember when I was having no carbs, I was a cranky mole.
And yeah, the last one there, the simplest and most effective way is to naturally boost your body's metabolism. It works so well, and it happens like while you sleep is probably one of the most powerful times it does it.
Yeah,
You're not at the gym doing anything, you're sleeping and losing weight. How do you like that? Lose weight every night while you sleep. So secret number 1.
Okay. All right, you there? Ryan?
Yep, I'm here. You got me?
Yep, I got you, man.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So, why don't you tell me what you think about hearing the recording? What are your thoughts?
The confidence isn't definitely not there, and the sound quality is definitely not there. I do notice a lot of repeated words and probably not talking enough pain points. Just the initial sort of pickups I've got.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely, obviously, need to practice it over and over and over again. And potentially, it's not strict enough as in it sort of bounces back and forth between a few mixed messages.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of how I'm listening to it back, for the third time. It's definitely like that. Bit confusing as to what we're actually trying to get across.
Mm-hmm. What mixed messages are going back and forth?
Now, I guess I could talk about, sometimes we're talking about how it's like strict bodybuilding type diets, and then trying to flip back over into just a normal type of diet.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's definitely just not quite clear enough as to what we're actually trying to put across. And we talk about a system constantly over and over again. It's a bit hard to listen to again. Hear my own voice, the sound quality is awful.
Yeah, so I would agree with those points, and I'm going to elaborate them on a little bit. So the first thing that I would kind of recommend is, first of all, getting all the basics set up right. Definitely get a microphone. You can get a good microphone for $50 or less. The Blue Snowball is a really good one. That's the one that I use for all my webinars. It's the one that I'm using right now. You really want to get the sound quality up good. So that would be the first recommendation. Second recommendation is, do you script out your webinars? Like, do you actually read from the presenter notes, or do you have it all scripted out, or are you just going off of the slides?
Bit of both. Got it scripted out, but just sort of use it as a guide.
I would stick to the script. I stick to the script for all of my webinars, and what it does is it helps improve your confidence level, which you mentioned that you felt you were lacking, and it helps keep you on target, and you can measure it, right? So what gets measured gets managed. So you can measure the spots in which, when you start watching these replays, what's clear, what's unclear, what did I say here, what did I not say here? I mean, Russell doesn't script his, but he's also got 10 years of experience doing these presentations. Yep. For anyone who's just starting out, scripting it will give you a lot more confidence, and it will give you a lot more clarity, and it'll help eliminate those spots where you kind of get off track and you bounce back and forth, because if you're getting lost, your audience is getting lost. So I'd highly recommend that you just stick to the script and really work on your script for improvements. So there's that.
Yeah, so just keep practicing the script until it sounds kind of natural.
Exactly. Practice your script, practice your voice inflection, and throw in some interaction points. Hey, how many of you have tried to lose X number of pounds in the past 30 days? How many of you have tried more than 10 different diets? How many of you have tried more than 10 different systems? Okay, so practice those things and get them to. You really need to connect with them, and you really need to let them know that, hey, you have been there before, and you figured out a way how to achieve whatever goal it is, and that's what I want you to learn. So let's backtrack a little bit, because I think that that choppiness, I think it really helps. It really, you'll lose your audience if you don't stick to your script. So
yeah, right, yeah.
So let's talk about another thing that you mentioned, because I was pretty lost on this as well. What is your one big thing that you want your attendees to achieve?
Yeah, the one big thing. It's pretty much just a simple system of losing weight that fits into your lifestyle. It fits into anyone's lifestyle.
You need to be more specific than that. How many pounds are you going to show them that you can lose, and with what type of effort?
Right. Okay. Compliance becomes an issue with that sort of stuff. This is at the moment, when with the compliance with isogenics, we can't even say someone lost X amount of kilos in X amount of time.
Can you talk about your story? Can you say how I lost 30 pounds in 30 days or 10 pounds in 30 days?
Nope.
You can't talk about your story?
No. Unfortunately, can't even say that. So it's, it's a pain in the ass. It's only just recently come in for some reason. I think a lot of network marketing companies getting a bit canned. I know a few have been shut down for compliance reasons. So it's a massive thing in isogenics. So somehow when we do our before and after pictures, they lost certain amount of kilos in a picture, but there's no time frame reference to it, or a picture with a time frame reference to it, no weight. In this webinar, like, yeah, I just touched on it, probably broke a few of the rules, but hence we went down that 2,300 products. So I totally agree, because I was watching Russell Brunson do the landing page for the guy that does the sound stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just really noticed that he really focuses on that one big thing.
It's really important. It's the most important part of your entire webinar. You really need to focus on this big. I always talk about when I try to explain this big idea. The one big thing is not necessarily the same as the big idea. Okay, so like Russell's one big thing is the thing that he's going to teach you on the webinar, right? It's usually the headline. Mm-hmm. But like your big idea has to capture the whole motivation for why you're starting this movement, why you want people to follow you. Like, what is this big idea that you believe in that you want other people to follow you on, right? So I always use these two very, very simple examples. Steve Jobs, when he launched the iPhone, his thing was, Apple has reinvented so many things in the past, and when he walks up there, he talks about how this new revolutionary product is going to combine 3 devices into one, and ultimately his message is Apple's going to reinvent the phone. Okay, so that's his big idea. He's reinventing the phone, and people stood on their feet and they went nuts for it. Martin Luther King Jr. was promoting black civil rights and black freedom, and so you have to have that same message when you're giving that presentation to connect with your audience. Think of it this way: you've got 2 points. If you think about just a timeline, you've got point A and point B. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now point A is where your audience is now, which is with some sort of problem. They're either overweight or low energy or whatever it is. They've got this problem that they're looking to solve, which is why they jumped on this webinar. So they're at point A. You are over here at point B with the problem solved. So there's this big gap in which you want to bring them from point A to point B. And so you have to keep relating to where they are in point A and let them know that you've been there before. You know their pains, you know their frustrations, you know all the diets they've tried, you know all the exercises they've tried. Okay, so you have to keep relating to where they are, or otherwise they won't believe you. And then think about this. Your 3 secrets are basically like 3 steps to get them to point B. Point A is their problem. Hang on, there's a lot of background noise. I don't know who that is, but so point A is this problem where they are right now, and then you've got 3 secrets that will help incrementally get them to point B. So you say, hey, here's the problem. You want to lose weight. You got a wedding coming up, whatever it is. I understand. I've been there before, and I've felt the same way that you have. You don't think that there's anything that'll work. Well, I'm here to show you something different. So your 3 secrets are going to be 3 incremental steps that they can take to get to point B. And so you're going to teach them this on the webinar, but ultimately they're going to want your help. So then you're going to transition into your offer. But if you think about it that way, you just have to gradually bring them up through incremental steps to point B, which is their ultimate goal and which they want to achieve. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. The 3 secrets is the journey, and it's a matter of constantly reminding where they are, where they're going to get to.
Exactly. So if we look at your one big thing, which is it's time to reveal the new secret that everybody is talking about. Discover how our master formulator of over 2,300 products has created the perfect, easy-to-follow system to promote rapid, safe weight loss, all without exercising or calorie counting. I mean, to me, when I look at that, it looks like a blatant pitch. You talk about a master formulator of over 2,300 products. It's like, what is this guy talking about? They've created the perfect, easy-to-follow system to promote rapid, safe weight loss. So you don't want to come at it from a point of, hey, I've got something to sell you. you want them to trust you first. What is your product?
What is the product?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the isogenics supplement system. Pretty much.
So it's just a group of supplements, or is there coaching? What is there?
Oh, there's obviously supplement system plus coaching from Renee and myself, plus all the peer-to-peer support you get from all the other thousands of people that are in the groups.
So talk about here in your headlines, somehow talk about your journey. Okay, don't talk about the solution right away. Talk about your journey that will help them get to whatever their goal is and how you can help them get to their goal. So, I mean, I don't know how you can word it. Maybe you can work with Christian to get that, but you need to really rework this so it's less pitchy and more about the journey or something revealing or something secretive. You know this hidden this hidden weight loss formula or something like that. But you get what I'm saying. It's reworded more around the journey of what you're going to be talking to them about with your 3 secrets than it is about the end product. So
how do you deal with people who haven't had the same journey? Like, for me, losing weight hasn't been an issue. I've helped plenty of other people do it. So my story isn't the same as everyone else's.
Well, that comes down to your ideal client. I mean, who are you looking to market to? Are you looking to market to somebody who wants to lose 10 pounds, or I mean, who is your persona, your customer persona?
It's women sort of between 30 and 45 that are keen to lose 5 to 10 kilos, so 10 to 20 pounds.
So your market is women?
Yeah, primarily, yeah.
Okay, I would definitely put that in your headline as well as your one big thing, and kind of where I would go from here. Also, speaking to this point is, I don't like the back and forth with your partner. It gets really confusing. If you really want to have 2 people present, what I would do is I would alternate. I would have one person pick up the introduction, the other person pick up the secrets, and then somebody else come on through the conclusion. But somehow tie that. You got to tie it in better. And having 2 people who aren't really following a script is more like an interview, not really a sales presentation or an informative presentation. So I would definitely highly recommend just either splitting it up more clearly or getting rid of it altogether and just having one person do the promotion.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
All right. So let's go on and move to the last thing is you need to tell more about your stories. You kind of touched on it a little bit, and you showed your pictures, which was great, but you need to talk more about your problems. You need to talk more about the struggles that you have. Otherwise, they're not going to believe that they can get the type of body that you guys have. You guys have awesome bodies, but they need to believe that they can get there. And I didn't hear that in your stories. I just heard about, hey, I started going to the gym, I don't know, 15 years ago, 18 years ago, and I put spray tan on, and now look at me. Like that was pretty much what I remember from the story, and if that's what I remember, that's what your audience is going to remember. So you need to also talk about your journey. I mean, somehow make it compliant, I guess, but just talk about your pains and your struggles, and then talk about your solution.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
All right, going over the 3 secrets, this has to be a key point in where you reveal your headlines and you reveal your points that you're going to be talking about, and you need to really hammer home here and get them excited to learn this journey, right? You've showed them your big idea now. Now this is where you're going to reveal the 3 steps in which they can do it. So you really need to emphasize. You need to get them excited about learning these 3 things. Like, can you guys imagine why so many people yo-yo back and forth and exactly what you need to do to lose weight and keep it off for good? that sound good, guys? Like you need to get them to believe that, hey, this is the first step to help me lose weight. You got to repeat that over and over for the first 3 steps. So on this slide, you really need to focus on hammering those points home and get them excited, because you want to now drag them on through the end and get them to remain interested throughout the end of your presentation. So, okay, so let's go ahead and hit play again, and we'll move forward.
Cool. And yeah, the last one there, simple as the most effective way to naturally lose weight. It works so well, and it happens like while you sleep. It's probably one of the most powerful times to
Yeah.
at the gym doing anything, you're sleeping. Like, how do you like to lose weight every night while you sleep? So secret number 1, let's get straight into it, the whole yo-yo diet. So pretty much, it's all about a good foundation, and I've used the analogy of a garden here in your body. So I remember when I moved into the place I'm at now, decided to do a bit of gardening. I'm not all that green thumb, but when I went into the garden, there was all sorts of rubbish crap in the garden, like rocks, broken down sticks. There was even a compost bin in there that someone had chucked in, full garbage bags of rubbish, like thinking it was a normal bin. And to use the analogy there, that if I started throwing fertilizer and seeds into that kind of soil, like for good nutrition, if you looked at your body, it's not going to work. And the body is exactly the same. There are so many bad things going into your body just from the air you breathe in, from the water you drink, things like parabens, PCBs, dioxides, fluoride, ammonia.
Fluoride's a big one here.
Fluoride in Australia, fluoride's massive. Pesticides, herbicides, etc. There's up to about 72 different herbicides and pesticides on average on the fruit and veggies that you're eating. Livestock are all injected with hormones and antibiotics, and all of these things are going into your body and become toxins. It's sitting inside your cells, and what happens is the body produces fat to push those toxins away from the vital organs.
Yeah, it's our way of protecting ourselves. So rather than having them around the organs, it just pushes it out, create extra fat cells. And our bodies are designed to cleanse naturally. Back in the caveman days, it just naturally happened. But because we are exposed to so many toxins and so many different impurities, that our bodies just become overrun.
I know that this slide here sort of says, you've got all these toxins floating in your system, and people suddenly do a low-calorie diet, and sure enough, they lose weight because the body's going into starvation mode. But unfortunately, the toxins just become more dense around the body because they're not fixing the root cause. So once you start doing cellular cleansing and removing all those toxins out of the system, you don't get the rebound effect. So when you start eating normally after a diet, you just rebound and the body goes into protection mode again.
It's all fat. I can store this away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a girl at the gym that we got her a pretty hardcore sort of bodybuilding gym, and this girl decided she wanted to enter a competition. Renee can probably tell you the story because she trained with her.
Yeah. See, oh man, just watching her over a competition period, she was looking amazing. Got her body fat down. She was like rippling with muscles. She entered the physique category, and 3 weeks after her comp, she was flat. She was flat and fat. So she was, she was pretty down on herself, just constantly beating herself up. Problem with that as well is that once you've seen your body at really low body fat and you know how good it can look, nothing else will ever compare. So mentally she was beating herself up. Her body was a mess. She just completely blew out.
Yeah, so pretty much if you don't get rid of the toxicity in your body, you don't get rid of all those inorganic chemicals, you're going to rebound. It's as simple as that. So it is super duper important that you have a good foundation. And some of those actual impurities sit in water-based sort of cells in your body, fat-based cells in your body, as well as the ones that actually reside in the cells themselves. So it's pretty important that when you do a cleanse as such, you've got to hit all those 3 aspects. And there was a famous one that Beyonce made really famous, which was the Master Cleanse. And 12 glasses
glass of a day of maple syrup, lemon juice, water, cayenne pepper, as well as laxatives. And it worked, like it definitely cleansed the body. Wouldn't agree it was an experience of bathroom all day long, but it only actually targeted the water-based cells. It didn't go down deeper into those fat and cell-based ones.
So yeah, you're only flushing out the water-based impurities.
To hit the fat ones, you'll see a lot of intermittent fasting type of cleansers, the 5 and 2 and that sort of stuff. And that definitely works because the body's system's getting a chance to have a break. So the fat starts pushing the impurities out. So the body starts pushing impurities out of the cells.
As the body digests the fat cells to fuel it for energy, all those toxins are then released into the blood to be hopefully processed or flushed out if they can be. Otherwise, you end up with that rebound effect again. So also with the protein-based and the protein-based impurities, these are locked up in your cells, and they actually have to have special enzymes to get rid of them. So that.
Yeah, there's different types of like amino acids and the thing called chelation, which actually pulls the toxins out of the cell, puts them into the bloodstream, and the body burns them off. So it's pretty crazy science kind of thing, and it takes some very strange herbs and that sort of stuff. Or you can go to the hospital and they'll do chelation on patients on a crazy level. But the right combination of things, and there are a few out there that you can get, a few cleanse systems out there to actually hit those cells and really pull it out. But once you nail the toxicity out of the water, fat, and the cells, the body, as that previous slide shows, just gets rid of the cells and you don't get that rebound effect. So it's rather funky that. So good foundation is definitely the starting point before you start any super clean eating, any training, anything like that. And this works whether you're an athlete or whether you're trying to lose weight, because even athletes, they're breathing in more air, they're eating more food, getting more of those toxins, which athletes find that once they do this cleanse system, suddenly their energy levels just skyrocket, their recovery is better, their personal best is good. I found this when I finally did the cleanse. So secret number 2, today's food lacks some seriously good stuff.
Oh yeah.
So pretty much it comes down to good nutrition. I guess exactly what is good nutrition?
Well, speaking from experience, we used to eat really, really clean. We'd have 6 meals a day, all with meat and veggies, no processed foods, no sugar, no alcohol. We were like exceptional, really healthy people, the healthiest people we knew, minus our weekly Baskin and Robbins treat, which gotta live a little bit, alright. And like we were healthy. I thought we were healthy. We ate all organic where possible and did all the right stuff. And
grown so much faster, and stuff like that probably doesn't have nutrition in it. We'll show you a really cool slide. get trace elements come together. It's kind of crazy science. So, you know, what the ultimate diet comes down to having like the right amount of calories for your body and having the right nutrients. And that's the nutrient bits, which can be very, very tricky. And that's why the vitamin market is so big. You walk into your chemist or your pharmacy and there's so many different vitamins, minerals, lots of stuff. And it's a matter of pairing them correctly. So even if you're eating like we were, 6 meals a day, about a kilogram, I was having a kilogram of veggies, mainly green veggies, I just definitely wasn't getting the right nutrients because of that lack.
And we're not having vitamins too.
And we're having vitamins, yeah. So yeah, get the right nutrients in the system. Now the third thing is probably one that's been going around for a long time, and it is, whatever you do here, this is going to naturally boost your body's metabolism so quickly. It's so simple, yet so little people know about it, and it actually allows you to eat more food, which is very cool.
Yeah.
So it's called the thermogenic effect of food.
So what happens is that the more our bodies digest food, the more calories that actually uses to burn the food. So if you focus on eating foods that are harder for your body to digest, it's going to burn more calories. And that actually makes up a percentage of your basal metabolic intake each day. So the calories that you burn each day, a massive amount of that is from digesting food.
So I mean, you look at protein, I mean, increasing your protein level is naturally going to speed up your metabolism. So 20 to 35% of the calories in 100 grams of protein, for example, are used just to burn itself. So you're eating more food, staying fuller longer, and your body's actually using more of that food to burn down your food. Sounds a bit crazy, but when you fill up on things like carbohydrates and fats, the body's not using it, therefore it's going to store it. So it's kind of like wasted calories. And the rule of thumb out there is like 1 gram per pound, but doing a bit of research, 0.82 is the optimum level. Very, very crazy.
Watch out for those extra 18 grams.
Extra 18 grams. So generally speaking, you know, 135 grams of chicken or 4.75 ounces equals about 35 grams of protein. So, and you know, same with sort of steak and fish, that kind of thing. Egg whites are fantastic. So if you can have 2 good solid chunks of meat, you know, or I mean, this is going to sound crazy to a lot of you having like a 6 egg white omelet, which, yeah, when you take out the yolk, it's not quite as big as it seems. It's really only kind of 3 eggs, but you're not getting all the fats and that from the yolk and all the extra cholesterol. Pretty much, yeah, if you started today just having 2 good solid meals, I mean, potentially adding in some sort of protein shake or supplement there that's going to get that level so that you're getting about 100, 120 grams of clean protein per pound. Yeah, definitely good. And when it comes to protein shakes, there is a lot of rubbish on the market, a lot of Chinese stuff that hasn't got in it what you think it's got in it. So we'll show you one very soon that we use, but just be careful when you look at that. So pretty much so far we've covered good, having that good foundation, getting rid of all the time.
Okay, you there?
Sure am.
All right, Ryan, so tell me what you think about your content.
Content's not too bad. Babbles on a little bit, and I guess the journey kind of thing as you're talking about, it's not covered because the 3 secrets probably aren't quite there, but I mean, I think it covers the, it does cover what the product does, and I tried to do it so they could kind of walk away with something.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the way you generally do it? You wanted to be able to walk away and be able to implement something, but still obviously want more help.
It was really educational. I actually learned a lot watching it, so the content was pretty good. But you have to frame it as part of the journey, and here's how you do it. So as I told you before, we got point A and point B, and then these 3 secrets are going to be 3 steps for how they can get to point B. So in every secret, you're going to reveal something to them. You're going to teach them something that they can learn how to implement, right? So you're teaching them in the foundation. There's crappy things going into your body. That's great. Okay. Secret number 2, you need good nutrition. Okay, that's fine. And then secret number 3 is the thermogenic effect. But the way that you have to So introduce the problem of whatever it is with that secret, and then give them a solution. If you watch Russell's Funnel Hacks presentation, he talks about in every one of his secrets, he gives them something to do that will improve them. Okay, so like he talks about how to steal traffic from your competitors, and the way that he does it is he uses similarweb.com. Okay, right? So the way that I was kind of looking at your presentation and listening to your content is you kind of introduced the problem, but you never gave them a solution. You're like, oh, you've got, I think it was in the Good Nutrition. It's like UCLA did a study that back in the 1960s, the amount of iron that you got from one bowl of spinach, you now need 37 of these to get the same amount of iron. Okay, really hammer that point home and talk about why that is. Okay, talk about why it's so diluted now, and really press on that problem and let your audience realize how important it is to solve, and then give them some sort of, give them something to look at or to take away. Somehow give them some sort of solution, an aha moment to take them away. Like just educating them on the lack of nutrients inside of a bowl of spinach. It was good and it was powerful, but you got to give them something to take away. This is how you're going to build your goodwill and that trust with your customer. Yep. So with every secret, you need to do problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution. This is how you're going to bring them every step of the way to want to listen to what your pitch is. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
Cool. So thermogenic of food, I sort of managed to nail it. Yeah, but the other two probably. I mean, I was like say it better, but the content was there. Basically, increase your protein levels to a certain amount.
So the other thing that I'm noticing is, do you go straight into the pitch from here?
I think so. Yeah. Yes, it's a short story then the pitch.
Okay, cool. So if we just map it out right now, you're at 26:57, and it looks like we started the content right around the 14-minute mark. Okay, so you got about 12 minutes of content. So basically that means that your introduction is 14 minutes, your content is 12 minutes. Okay, I would like to see your content probably go up between 20 to 30 minutes, and maybe even trim out your introduction by a minute or two. I guess your introduction is fine for the length, but I'd really like to see the content be a good chunk of your webinar, because ultimately you want to educate them, right? So if you talk about in the introduction, which takes 15 minutes, then you spend 12 minutes on just the content, which is really what they're there for. They're there to learn the content. I mean, it's imbalanced, and so they're probably gonna sense that there's a pitch coming, or when you're at the 30-minute mark and you spent 15 minutes just talking about your introduction. I mean, I just think that you need to build a little bit more trust there. So So I would just build that out a little bit more, and let's see if I can get back to the pitch. All right, so let's go ahead and switch this back.
Okay, I'll mute myself.
And if you do it right, you're also going to gain a lot of mental clarity. Secret number 2 is just getting that nutrition into you. Really making sure your body's getting not only veggies, but veggies that have got really good quality nutrition. I mean, you go down the organic path, which gets expensive, but that's the better approach there. It just means your body's getting what it needs, getting the right trace minerals, sort of thing. And then, boosting up your protein levels, getting that body naturally doing what it's meant to do. But let me just ask you a really quick question. And do you truly want to get these results? Are you willing to put these 3 steps into action? Because a lot of people, they'll learn, but they never actually take action. And, I've got to be honest, ask yourself this question. Is this the first time you've looked at an easy proven way to lose weight? Have you actually done this sort of research? Have you tried diets before?
I'm guessing you've tried a few diets without success. Or even worse, you've gone backwards.
Yeah, how many of you have yo-yo dieted before? And I guess
I'm getting to yes. Yes.
getting a few yeses.
Barbara said yes.
So, and how much time, money, and really importantly, emotional effort have used to try and actually get results. A lot of people we talk to have tried so many things. It becomes a bit of an emotional burden on them because they try, fail, and no one likes to fail over and over again, do they?
Yeah. It's really disheartening.
Yeah. So I guess what value do you put on your health? And just a real quick thing about the value of health. A lot of people get stuck with the money mindset and they put money before their health. It's incredible. And it's not understandable because sometimes life gets pretty expensive. The funny thing about money is that often people just sort of see it a little bit wrong. For example, does anyone here know anyone who drives a little bit further to get some cheaper gas? I happen to have a friend of mine who will drive an extra 10 miles to go and save 4 cents on the gas. 10 miles there, 10 miles back, and I don't know how much time I want to take to get 10 miles in the car. 30 minutes. So off he goes, he does this sort of thing, and doesn't seem to take into account the fact that he's used fuel to get there and the time to get there. But then he goes to the shops and he sees breads and cakes and bad food on special. He doesn't need it, but it's on special. So he goes and buys it because it's cheap, and because he's spent the money on it, he then goes and eats it.
Yeah, you can't waste it.
Yeah, it's crazy, and he wastes so many small amounts of money here and there. And a lot of people are like this. They just sort of go from paycheck to paycheck, spending all this money on unhealthy stuff or stuff they don't really need. And yeah, so the paycheck comes in, they pay down all their fixed costs, like their rent, their car, their necessities of food, and they're left with this disposable income stuff, right? And what's interesting about disposable income is that people tend to always spend it every month. That's why it's disposable, yeah. And you're probably wondering, like, what the hell has it got to do with losing weight? Well, here's the thing. For most people, they have this disposable income, they spend it on rubbish food that doesn't add nutrients, it adds more fat-causing toxins to their body. You know what I'm talking about, right? This McDonald's, pizza, chocolate,
energy drinks.
Energy drinks, yeah. What is it? Red Bull, Mother, that sort of thing. People spend a bucket load on that. I had a guy that I used to work with, I think it was 2 or 3 cans of Red Bull every day. And it worked out he was having like $25 every day from Red Bull and going out and buying crappy food. Like, it's insane. But they also spend it on like movies, iPhones, iPods, just that disposable income just goes. So, yeah, but what's cool is every month the paycheck comes in, disposable income's there. Now imagine if you just redirected some of that disposable income on the right eating, something that's going to make you healthy, is going to get you results. What if you actually invested in your health? So imagine investing this money on a system that actually, was guaranteed it actually did work, and is your health
and fitting smaller clothes.
And fitting the small clothes, yeah, worth the investment of some of that disposable income. You're going to be thrilled. I'm going to tell you a really quick story first, but we're going to show you something which is absolutely incredible. But first I want to tell you a story about Donna, who decided to do that and actually redirected some of that residual income into a system that worked. So she, I think it was probably 10 or maybe 12 months ago now, actually. What's the date on that Facebook post? It's not on there. She came to me and she was overweight. Her husband had actually just sort of left her with her going through a bit of a breakup, and she was very, very low. And I'm going to be completely honest that sometimes when people come to me asking for help and they're a little bit down, it becomes a bit of a challenge. And I'm not professional, like I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. But she was determined to do something about it, and she decided she wanted to have a go at this program. And the first day she really struggled with it. Suddenly her body was getting all this extra nutrients. It was flying around with the toxicity levels, that sort of stuff. And she really did struggle. The day before, she called me and she was actually on top of the world. The energy levels were through the roof, and she felt it was absolutely amazing. And she hadn't even actually done the potential cleanse part of it. And she was down, 6 kilograms? Was that pounds? 12, 14 pounds, something like that. In 12 days, and yet 3 belt holes, and yeah, absolutely a machine now. Her and her husband are now story. She's running, riding. She actually did Tough Mudder with me the other day. Just an absolutely life-changing thing, and it's absolutely incredible to get stories like this. And it all sort of comes from the Isogenics, the nutritional cleansing system, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Changed my life.
550 odd thousand people around the world have used this system with healthy eating. It's not just shakes, pills, potions. It is good nutrition, good cleansing, plus good healthy eating. You put those two together, and the results are absolutely amazing. The Cleanse for Life aspect of it is that good foundation. That hits all aspects.
So remember how we were talking about when your body goes into cleanse mode, when you're doing your fasted cleanses? This stuff actually gets in there, nourishes every single one of your cells in your body, and gives it all the nutrients that it needs. It also gets in there and it starts working away at those protein-soluble, fat-soluble, and water-soluble impurities to help rid them from your body. And as your body is digesting fat, which is what the isogenic system is designed to do, this actually bonds to all of those impurities and flushes them out. It's amazing, amazing stuff.
And it's not a physical flush, as in, like,
oh, you don't need to spend the day on the
toilet. You don't need to
toilet.
spend the day on the toilet at all. It's not like that. It's absolutely amazing. And the energy level, I did one 2 days ago, and the energy level is through the roof. Absolutely
I'm going
awesome.
one today.
So amazing cleanse system there. But there's also a lot of other aspects. Good nutrition. The Ionics has 70 trace minerals and vitamins in it. You have a 30ml shot or a scoop of the powder every morning. And you can see there it's got wolfberry, ginger. I can't say that one. But when you Google all of these individual ingredients, it's absolutely incredible, the benefits. And the formulator that's come up with this, John Anderson, pulled all these things together and put them so they all match and align and they actually fit the body and do what it's meant to.
It's not so much what he's put in, it's the order that he's put them in, that they bond with each other and get that amazing chemical.
So the Ionics is packed full of antioxidants, and it helps you from those free radicals.
Yeah.
Free radicals.
And the beauty of the Ionics is all the adaptogenic herbs in it. So when if you're studying and working really hard there, the extra adaptogens will go to your brain and help to reduce stress there. If you're working out, it goes to your muscles and just gets you firing at the top of your game. It stops the body from creating cortisol, which is a hormone that's released when we stress. It's also one of the favorite things of cortisol is to get a bit of belly fat and dump it around your midsection. So extra cortisol from stress always causes belly.
The little e-shots there on the right are also got adaptogen herbs in it. Just a nice healthy green tea, caffeine hit, just to sort of eliminate any of the toxins needing coffee. So you can sort of replace coffee every day and whack one of these things in your system and have energy all day long rather than just a peak after a cup of coffee. So the main big thing, it's the nutrition, getting the extra nutrition in, also that thermogenic effect. So the system pretty much says have 2 shakes a day plus 1 or 2 healthy meals, and in each of those shakes has the equivalent of 3 meals worth of nutrients. So all of a sudden, 2 shakes a day is 6 meals worth of nutrients, and that's how they get those extra nutrients into your system.
These are all those nutrients that we're not getting from the soil, all the good stuff.
And the protein, there's 24 grams of protein in each serve.
From happy cows.
From happy cows in New Zealand.
So they're all grass-fed cows. They don't use any hormones or antibiotics on these cows. They're milked only when they're in season. And when they extract this protein powder, they use a different process. So most of your protein powder comes from China, from grass-fed cows that have never seen the sunshine because, hey, sun doesn't shine. Corn-fed, yeah. They don't see the sun because it doesn't happen in China. So the difference is the New Zealand beautiful green pastures. And when so the quality of the protein from China is already lower. And when they extract it, they actually use heat and acid to get all the whey protein from the milk. And that destroys all the digestive enzymes in it. Isogenic shakes are under-natured whey protein, so they use a cold press, a fine misting formula, and that actually gets the protein out, but still allows the body to have
Okay, Ryan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. So I'm just going to pause it real quick because I want to go over the structure of how you want to structure your close. Because I don't know what kind of format you're really following. I mean, right now, it really seems like you're really just talking about the features of isogenics and throwing in a little bit more education, and so it's a little mixed up. And so before we, I mean, we still got a lot longer, so I just wanted to kind of give you the overview of how an effective way to structure your close is like this.
Mm-hmm.
When you transition from your content to your close, you really want to introduce 3 key things, and this is what you want to start with. You want to tell them, hey, here's what I've got for you. Like, hey, if you're interested, I've got a really special offer for you that will help you with everything I just taught you. Right? So you want to say, here's what I've got, here's what it will do for you, and here's how it's set up. And I learned this from Frank Kern, and it's really, really effective. It gives you a good guideline for how to structure your close. So for you, you transition with, hey, let me ask you a question, how would you feel, blah, 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 which you did a pretty good job of that. Like, you really hit their emotions there, which was great. Then you want to say, hey, if you're interested in XYZ, in losing X pounds, or if you're interested in living a healthier life, I've got a special offer for you, and it's called whatever your package is, the Isogenics Super Package, whatever you want to call it, the name of your actual offer. Okay, so it's called the Isogenics offer. Okay, and immediately right after that, you go into 4 or 5 benefit statements. Okay, so that was here's what I've got. Now you go into your benefit statements, which is here's what it will do for you. So a good transition there is, so if you want to lose more weight, so if you want to live a healthier lifestyle, if you want to lose 3 pant sizes, if you want to, whatever you want, really benefit core statements, you want to hit them right there so they know exactly what this program is meant to do for them. So now they understand you've got a program you want to offer them. They understand exactly what it's going to do for them, what their benefits are, and now you go into describing your offer. Okay, so you go, here's what I've got. That's your core offer. Here's what it will do for you. 4 or 5 benefit statements. Then you go, here's how it's set up. And you can even use those terms. So here's how it's set up is really just a structure of the process of your program. So, I mean, you're about 5 to 10 minutes into your pitch right now, and I still don't even really know what you're offering. Okay, you're kind of just talking about isogenics. You're kind of talking about what's going in it, but what are you going to get? You're going to get a blender, or you're going to get, a shake. You're going to get, how many of each am I getting? What's going to do for me? So that will lead to less confusion from your audience, and we all know that a confused buyer doesn't buy, right? A confused customer doesn't buy. So you got to be really straightforward with them, lay it out very plain and simple, and then move forward. So what else is left in the rest of this presentation? Can you give me an overview of what the structure is?
It pretty much goes through the closes, and it goes through the what they're going to get, the build up, and then the price, and then the price drop, and then the closes, and that. So it pretty much follows Russell's. Which one did I get it from? One of his anyway, just a similar end. But I say, I guess my thought pattern behind what I was doing here, which is obviously totally wrong, was to talk about the problems and then use the product as the solution, instead of, as you said, extending that content and doing problem solution as part of the content.
Exactly. Yep. When you structure it correctly, they're already going to relate to the problems because you've already talked about them in your introduction and your content. So, like that story that you had of Donna, I would move that right to the end of your content before you do let me ask you a question. Okay, so you end your third piece of content, your third secret, and then you say, hey, listen, this is the same methodology that Donna Sutherland followed, right? She didn't know what she was putting into her body. She didn't realize that she was lacking all these nutrients. She didn't realize about the thermogenic effect, and look what happened to her. Right? So frame the story as if how she followed those 3 secrets and the results that she got. Mm-hmm. So then you say, after you finish that story, you say, hey, so let me ask you a question. How would you like to feel like Donna? Blah, 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 blah. Well, here's what I've got. Okay, if you want to feel like Donna and you want to benefit 1, 2, and 3, I've got a very, I want to introduce you to this offer that the same thing that Donna used. Okay, so here's what I've got is Isogenics offer number one. Here's what we'll do for you. You're gonna feel great. You're gonna get more sleep. You're gonna lose pounds. You're gonna do whatever. Okay, and here's how it's set up. Okay, then you go through, what is it, a 6-week program or a
30 day, pretty much, yeah, 4 weeks, yeah.
Okay, so I would talk about that first because people want help more than they want supplements. They want personalized help, and that's the core benefit of your offer. It's not necessarily the supplements. You want to sell them. If you're selling them a $600 package, which is, it's a high price point because you're not just buying supplements. You want to lead with your most value-driven benefit first, highest value, which is going to be one-on-one coaching or whatever your program is. So say, hey, listen, this is a 30-day program, and we're going to make you feel better than ever at the end of the 30 days. So talk about your program, talk about your outline. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to give you all of these as a bonus. And so make your supplements all bonuses, and you're going to blow them away. You can stack them with all those bonuses. So that's how I would structure it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, bring forward the actual support, motivation, coaching, one-on-one contact, all that sort of stuff. Are we done?
Cool. So whoever ends up doing your presentation, whoever ends up delivering your presentation, what I would do is pick whoever's most energetic, because you need to instill, your whole goal for this presentation is to instill inspiration. You need them to believe that they can achieve these results. Okay, if they're not inspired, they're not going to follow you. So in terms of whoever's got the most energy, whoever's the clearest on the webinar, whoever can bring the most energy, it's going to make all the difference in the world. I can with your voice, it kind of tapers down, and sometimes I just don't hear that energy, and having that energy is really, really important when you're doing a presentation, because you're going to either put them asleep or they're just going to leave the presentation up and walk away because they're just not inspired. Your content could be great, but you've got to give them that energy too. So just pick the one person who's got the more energy, and then write a script for them. Structure it how I just framed it, and I think you're going to have massive success. I think that I believe in this product, and I was just listening to the 3 secrets, so I think you got a winner here. So.
Cool. All right. Awesome. I shall back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I don't think it's as much work as you think. I think you just got to. I think you just got to, first of all, script it all out a little bit better and stick to the script, and then reframe it a little bit. You got the content there, and you got a good offer. You just got to put it in the right order.
Cool. Webinars in a similar kind of niche to try and, just get that feel. Successful webinars. You recommend any?
Any of Russell's. He's got his. I model Russell's Funnel Hacks presentation, and if you really just keep watching his Funnel Hacks presentation, get a copy of one of his presentations. It's an incredible webinar, because what he does is he instills inspiration, he instills confidence in the people who want to make money online, but they don't know how to. And his whole goal is, he's going to show you the Funnel Hacks info product course, but his whole goal is to ultimately get them in a continuity program, and he does that all with that one presentation. So I would really he's the best example. He tells a lot of stories, which you should implement as well. He tells a lot of stories, gets them to be inspired, and he gives a lot of great content. You want to give way more content than you think, and get them to believe that they can do this.
Yeah, cool. All right. Definitely giving more content. I think I hold back for some reason, thinking that I need to hold back so they buy.
Well, ultimately they can't do anything without buying your program anyway. It's not like they can go out and you've got a unique niche. It's like, people, when I work with people in the internet marketing niche or the make money online niche, I don't want to give them all my secrets because they're just going to go out and do it. It's like, they could, but they won't. First of all, most of the people who join webinars are tire kickers anyway. You want to convert the people who are on the fence and they're looking for that one thing to really help them out, and convert them into a buyer. That's how you're really gonna make an impact.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. All right. So really work on that headline too. and get that nailed, get the conversion up.
Cool, cool.
In regards to the three, what do you call it, indoctrin? Is that the terminology? The three indoctrinations. I'm just using video testimonials pretty much, trying to touch base on that stories. Any ideas on different lengths or different?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of your indoctrination, you don't want them to be the same content as what you're giving them on the webinar. Just talk about other problems that you don't talk about on the webinar. Or, testimonials are fine. I've got one client who his indoctrination videos are testimonials, and we crush it on his webinars. And so, yeah, the whole purpose of the indoctrination is just to warm them up and get them to know who you are. And, yeah, you can educate them, but testimonials are just as powerful too. So that's fine.
Okay, cool. All right, I've got some work to do.
Cool. So if there's anybody out there who's listening right now, I do offer webinar consulting. You can just email me at joel@thewebinaragency.com, and I'll be more than happy to give you information on what I've got available. And Christian, are you there? Do you have any closing comments? Okay, looks like.
Is that making a cup of tea?
So, all right, man. Well, I enjoyed watching your webinar, and I look forward to hearing your success. Hope you enjoyed it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care.
See ya.